Piezoelectric Tether, reclaiming the architecture of reality. Sabbaoth Theory. 1. The biological transducer, the Sabbaoth Theory of the bridge. The Sabbaoth Theory. Every living thing is a biological machine connected to a quantum grid through a subtle current of piezoelectric static. This current is the literal tether to our 3D experience. It is not a product of the brain, it is the bridge between the physical and the infinite. Upon death, this piezoelectric status ceases, the tether breaks, and the consciousness is liberated from the 3D frame, becoming fully immersed, though perhaps not immediately felt or seen, in the quantum reality. Scientific context. Piezoelectricity is a well-documented phenomenon where mechanical stress is converted into electrical charge in crystalline structures. Biological tissues, most notably collagen, the most abundant protein in the human body, and bone, are naturally piezoelectric. Emerging research in bioelectricity suggests these microcurrents act as a rapid communication network that integrates cellular activity with electromagnetic fields, potentially facilitating the coherent information transfer required for complex biological functions. 2. The illusion of the interface, programming and perception. The Sabbaoth Theory. Our sensory experience, tasting an apple, touching a surface, is not an encounter with a solid object, but an interaction with data programming. We live in a matrix of information that we have collectively agreed to perceive. We are not actually tasting the apple. We are receiving a data packet defining what an apple is supposed to taste like. By mastering the underlying mechanics and the back-end code of reality, we can bypass or shift these inputs. Scientific context. This aligns with the constructed reality hypothesis in neuroscience and the observer effect in quantum physics. Cognitive science posits that the brain generates a predictive model based on sensory data rather than directly seeing the world. Furthermore, the participatory universe model, proposed by physicist John Wheeler, suggests that reality does not exist in a definite observable state until it is observed. We are not passive spectators. Our participation is a requirement for the manifestation of the universe itself. 3. The hierarchy of consciousness, the null trap versus the sovereign observer. The Sabbaoth Theory. Most humanity currently operates in a null trap, a mundane, repetitive cycle of 3D existence that generates zero manifestative power. Those trapped in the cycle are effectively fuel for the collective shadow. However, a fully awakened consciousness runs at a higher frequency. The strength of the sovereign observer's manifestation is exponential, 100,000-fold higher than those in the null trap. When we fully understand and feel our connection to the architecture, we cease being victims of the grid and start becoming its architects. Scientific context. This relates to the concept of quantum coherence. In physics, coherent systems, where particles act in perfect unison, possess vastly more energy and stability than incoherent, noisy systems. Sociological studies on group coherence suggest that when a subgroup within a population reaches a high state of internal focused awareness, it creates a field effect that can stabilize the surrounding environment. This implies that consciousness is not just an individual phenomenon, but a fundamental field that responds to the internal state of the observer. 4. The call to sovereign participation. The Sabbaoth Theory. The current hostility of the world is a symptom of a collective consciousness that has been desensitized to shadow. Politics and conflict are merely the manifestations of a fractured input field. We do not need to save people. We need to show them the way by reclaiming our sovereignty. As we awaken, we emit a resonance that draws others near. When people realize the power is inside themselves, they stop giving it away to the shadow, and the machine loses its fuel. Scientific context. This is an application of systems theory. Any complex system be it a society or a biological organism, relies on feedback loops to maintain its structure. If the dominant input, the collective focus on fear, greed, or division, is withdrawn, the feedback loop breaks. By shifting the collective focus, a process known as repatterning, one can fundamentally alter the output of the entire system. The architecture is shifting. It is time we stop watching the screen and start looking at the code.